What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar and welcome back to the ICP. This is going to be the week 5 team builder. This one I'm going to go a little bit more in depth for because I actually spent a lot of time talking with a bunch of people about what I should do for this game, and I actually ended up changing something very last minute. I want to give a big shout out to my boy TEANOTTS TV. He's also in the league. I played him week 4. I was late for uploading the battle, but please, his links will be down in the description below. Go check him out. I say this at the end of the video, but if we can get him to 100 subs, I'll buy him a new mic. Like I'll buy him like a blue snowball or something. So that way he actually has like a good mic for his videos. He's at 20 subscribers right now. He is literally at 20, but he is a genuinely nice dude and a really, really smart person whenever it comes to playing. So go check out his content. But we're also playing Talon this week. Now Talon he has literally been on a tear through this league. Like, I don't know what his like, sorry that you guys just saw a flash of the thing, but I want to see what is his record right now. He is 2-2, but he has beaten 2 very good opponents. He has beaten Dallas Starmies, who I played week 1, who is Shay, and then he beat Chicago Dragapults, who is Q, who I played week 2. So he is a very good player. He is a very good player. He knows what he's doing, and that worries me because he also has a team that matches up really, really well versus mine that can actually exploit a few of the holes that I have that I haven't really talked about too much in my videos too much. But let's just go ahead and hop right into it. So he has the top 6 that you can see are the top 6 that I'm expecting, with Alolan Raichu being swapped out for one of them. Whether it's Lando, whether it is Sneasel, whether it is something, that's more or less what I'm expecting. I'm also expecting a little bit of Decidueye. So the top 8 are what I'm most expecting, and then the last 2 just don't exist to me. But with this game, I wanted to go into a mindset of trying to win with Kingdra. So what on his team is threatening to that? Well, he actually has Choice Scarf Tapu Koko, which if I'm modest, I cannot outspeed it in the rain. So he could be Choice Scarf Tapu Koko. He has a Alolan Raichu, which can outspeed it and absolutely nuke me with a Rising Voltage. He has Extreme Speed with, with Doggo. He has Ice Shard with Sneasel. And on top of that, if you look at my speed tiers, right? Speed tiers, in my opinion, aren't that important, but I have nothing above base 100. He has a base 97, which forces me to run max speed on my offensive base 100s. Pretty much max speed, at least. But then he has a base 130, a base whatever 120 the Doggo is, or 115 or whatever the hell it is, and then a Sneasel, which can all run Adamant, Choice Band, Choice Specs, whatever they want to, they can do it. And the same thing with Raichu, it can be modest Choice Specs, since my ground type is really pressured this game. It is really pressured this game. So it could be Choice Specs, Rising Voltage, and I'm really scared of it. So, and also that's Urshifu Rapid Strike, not Single Strike. It is the water one. So that is another really big problem for the team, because if it is Choice Banded with Surging Strikes, I picked up Shelmet because I knew that it could counter the Urshifus, knowing that with Shell Armor not being able to be crit and then resisting the Fighting Stab, that it would be able to beat down the Urshifus pretty much 1v1. But with me wanting to win with Kingdra and me setting up the rain, I'm basically giving him a Choice Band, and if he's Choice Banded on top of it, he actually does 2-shot me with Surging Strikes without the crits. So that was kind of just something that I went into the game thinking of what I wanted to do. So of course I wanted to try to win with Kingdra. I'm not speed creeping for timid Choice Scarf Tapu Koko. I don't know what's up with like the lighting on this, but it looks weird. Let me do this. There, that looks a little bit better, but it looks really bright on the white in the background. I don't know. I'll have to play with it later, but either way, I wanted to win with Kingdra, Hydro Pump, Surf, Hurricane, Ice Beam. I'm running Ice Beam just because I want to have another way of hitting the Decidueye outside of rain. This was Flip Turn for the longest time, but that would mean that I'm bringing this thing in early on in the game, him not having his team weakened, and then clicking Flip Turn, taking Life Orb damage, and not doing a whole lot to my opponent. So I ended up switching it for Ice Beam just as a way to be able to hit Decidueye depending on like the situation, so I don't have to risk a Hurricane and if rain is not up. So That is the only reason for this, but basically this thing kills everything on the entire team. Hurricane, Oko's, Urshifu, Hydro Pump, Oko's max HP, Tapu Koko in the rain after Stealth Rocks, Hydro Pump in the rain with Life Orb, 2 KOs, Spidef Corviknight, Surf Oko's the Lando, and it also Oko's the Zydog, I believe. Surf Oko's the Sneasel, and then I can outspeed and kill the Raichu, but if I do have Rain Up and they do not have Electric Terrain Up, Surf kills that. Hurricane does about 80% to Owl, and then we're looking at the last two like they actually are Pokemon. So literally I need just a little bit of chip damage on everything, and this thing can kill every single Pokemon into Scout for Assault Vests. That's kind of what the role is. Now this team changed up a lot. I had Choice Banded Passimian on here because they're only switching to Choice Banded Passimian would be Tapu Koko, and if that thing took any bit of chip damage, it dies to Hydro Pump. Fizdef Corviknight, but if I wanted to bring hazards, like Hazard Stack like I wanted to with Shelmet, then I would have been able to force the Defog, get the Defiance boost, and then with a Defiant with +2, and then Choice Banded on top of that, I basically +3 close combat, and that kills something every single time. So I had that planned for a really long time, but then I ended up switching it for Boufflant. Now this I also changed last minute. I changed this move right here. It was originally this, and it was going to be Throat Chop, and then I changed it to Endeavor because I was hoping that if Decidueye does come, they will know that this thing hard walls it and they won't bring it in on me. That's kind of my hope, because I could just literally sit in front of it forever. But I ended up bringing this thing with Endeavor to be able to have Tapu Koko weaken this thing if it's choice specs, and then I click Endeavor as Corviknight comes in, force it to Roost, click Earthquake, Adamant 20 with the Roost, with rocks, things like that. After an Endeavor, it usually kills it if I'm at a low enough health. So mindset with that. Wild Charge kills Spidef Corviknight with Electric Terrain up if I get it in and rocks are up, but I don't outspeed it, so that's the only real thing. But it really does force it to click Roost, which gives me a pretty good switch into pretty much anything else on my entire team. Next up, we have Celebi with the Tangaberry with Earth Power, Psychic, U-Turn, and Recover. This is going to be my Alolan Raichu check. Alolan Raichu needs to be at +4 to be able +4 in Electric Terrain to be able to KO me with Rising Voltage. That is literally the only chance they have of doing it, and to be modest Life Orb. So if they're choice specs like I'm a little scared of, then I'm not really worried about it at all. If they're Life Orb Nasty Plot, she's not let it get up to +4, but that is the goal with that. Yeah, I had a really cool Celebi set that I might bring if we play in playoffs, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I had a really cool one that I really liked. Next up, we have Politoed. Fizdef Politoed, simple, standard, dumb, great Pokemon. I have Haze in case their Iron Defense Body Press on Corviknight and I can't break it. I want to be able to Haze away the boost. It'll go for a Body Press. I can go for Weather Ball, do a lot of damage to it. Weather Ball does really good damage versus their team too. Their only water resist is an Urshifu, which is not a real water resist because it still takes a lot and doesn't want to get Scald Burnt. And then the Decidueye, which, I mean, I guess it can be a water resist sometimes if you think hard enough. But yeah, super standard, just Fizdef. Next up, we have Choice Specs Aegislash. Now, this set, I literally put it on last night at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. I put it on because it is very good. And I really only needed 3 offensive moves. I want to give a big shout out to, again, TEANOTTS TV and JV for this one, because they're the ones that really talked me into it. Because they don't have a switch in. Like, they just don't have a switch in. Even if rocks are up, Spidef Corviknight gets 2-shot by Shadow Ball. Like, everything on their entire team just absolutely drops to this. And this gives me an offensive check to Raichu, just in case I do play very poorly and I let it get up to +6 special attack or +4, whatever have you, with Nasty Plot. So this is kind of a safety check to that, but it is very good. It forces a kill every single time it comes in, and I love this Pokemon. This Pokemon is my favorite thing on the entire draft. I love it. Next up, Seismitoad. Also, I love this thing so much because it's bulky, it can tank a hit, and then it can just be choice specs and like blow something ass backwards. I love that. I love Pokemon like this. I don't love Pokemon like Zygarde. I'm starting to realize I'm more of a tank a hit, like do more damage back, tank another hit and KO and get the +1 and get like the +1 advantage and do things that way. So, and the next up, Fizdef Seismitoad, very standard. Just Weather Ball, Earth Power knockoffs, Stealth Rock. I wanted Earth Power for a little bit. I wanted Weather Ball for a little bit stronger water stab. But pretty much with this, the main idea is, since I have very little to check Urshifu, the goal is to go in on this thing every single time when Urshifu comes in. If Urshifu comes in and it goes for close combat and it does less than 50%, I know it's not choice banded, and then I can like kind of sort of stay in, get a Brox, go for knockoff, maybe like scout it out a little bit, maybe force it out and not want it to take a Scald Burn, something like that. If it does over 50%, I go hard into Celebi, and then Celebi can do it, or I go hard into Aegislash and claim a kill. That is more so what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go hard into Aegislash, claim a kill, if it's choice banded Urshifu. But that is pretty much the goal. I'm really scared of Sneasel. That is the bigger issue in my opinion, but everything else just drops to the combination of Aegislash and Kingdra. Like phenomenal pairing. But with that, guys, let's just go ahead and hop right over to the battle, okay? What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to the ICP. This is going to be the week 5, I believe, battle. We're going up against Talon, and I think they're the Atlanta Braviaries. Super scary team. He's doing really well. He's kind of been on a tear. But before the game gets underway, I do know that last week was late. I'm sorry. I've had a lot to do at work, and I've been very tired whenever I've gotten home, so I just haven't had a chance to edit or upload. So hopefully I will be getting this one done on time for you guys, but either way, let's see what Talon brought. I'm really scared of Sneasel. Sneasel is like what I'm most scared of, if I'm being like 100% honest with you. I'm most scared of Sneasel. Which is funny because they have like a Lando Eye and they have like an Urshifu. They didn't bring Sneasel, perfect. Okay. They didn't bring rocks either, which is really good. Which is really good. What I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna lead off with my Bouffalon, I think. Do I want to lead off with Bouffalon or do I want to lead off with Toad? I'm going to lead off with Bouffalon because if they lead off with their Coco, then I'm in electric terrain and I can actually two-shot Corviknight most of the time. Depending on their investment, of course. But let me just double check. Yep. Wild Charge in terrain. It's a roll after rocks if there's Spadef. Oof. I don't know. If I can get the damage off on it though, that's really good. And they might go hard into it anyway if they lead off with Coco, because I don't think that they're going to want to leave Coco in on Bouffalon, knowing that Tapu Koko can't kill me with anything anyway. Yeah, Thunderbolt is a 3-hit KO if they're choice specs. Yep, that's what I thought. So our enemy wants to go like hard for a Wild Charge. But another part of me wants to go for an Earthquake just in case. I'm going to play a little aggressive turn 1, knowing that it can't really do a whole lot to me, and expecting the U-turn into Corviknight. I'm going to do a little bit of damage. That took me to 171. Did 15% with a U-turn. Okay, so he is minus attack nature, no investment. Ooh. There's something I didn't think about is I actually took off Throat Chop on this thing last second for Endeavor. Which I shouldn't have. This thing is pretty much a hard stop to it. Like, just gonna click EQ to see what they go for. They go for Toxic, and they miss. That sucks. I'm sorry. He is extremely fat with lefties. I'm gonna go hard into my Celebi here. Because they're not gonna click a ghost move. They're not. I don't think they're gonna click U-turn. Yeah, they went for Toxic again, which is cool. Celebi. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Okay, so we're pretty much caught back up to where we were. The Wild Charge crit him. But so what we agreed to is I'm not going to go for an Earthquake versus it as he misses Toxic. I'm just going to go hard into Celebi as he clicks Toxic. So what I'm going to do here is I kind of just want to click Psychic and get this thing weakened ever so slightly, so that way it's in range of my because if it's super fat like I'm thinking it is, it'll be in range of Hurricane, which is really what I want. Psychic is doing a good chunk, which is good, and they go for Knock, which means that now they can't actually hit Poltergeist versus me, which is honestly phenomenal. So I'm going to click U-turn here. And I'm kind of expecting this thing to go for a Roost, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Aegislash. Is that a smart play? It is. I'm really expecting a Roost. I don't see why he would go for an offensive move whenever I've revealed to have Psychic and he dies to 2 of them. Yeah, okay, cool. So now I get my Aegislash in and I click Shadow Ball and I claim a kill. And if they let this thing go, then that's phenomenal for me. Then my Bouffalant is actually in a much better position. Yeah. I outsped. This thing dies. Right? Yeah. Cool. So now it all depends on what they go into. My... This is a little rough. Geoforce, this is, Zydog, yeah. I'm gonna go hard into my, my Politoed. I'm gonna calc a little bit more of this game, just so I can be sure of some stuff. But with that thing gone, I click an offensive move with my Kingdra every single time and I claim a kill. Get up the rain. I actually remembered Drizzle this time. Goes for DD. That's totally fine. This thing lives every single hit it could possibly go for. An Adamant +1 Outrage does 94% maximum. And I'm gonna go for an Ice Beam. Withdrew. Perfect. So now I know it's not banded, which is really good. They go into this thing. Okay. And we know he's lefties. I'm going to go into my... I think I'm going to go into my Toad here. By going into Toad, if they click Brave Bird, if they click U-turn, whatever they go into, I should be fine. Versus, like, the only thing that I'm a little bit scared of is... I don't even know. I guess Coco? Maybe? But, like, even Seismitoad in the rain. Surge. Is he Terrain Extender? I think he's Terrain Extender. No, he's not. Okay. So my Celebi versus Raichu, Dash Alola, Life Orb. I can always come in and take multiple hits and recover up. You know, back into Nightwing. Okay. Part of me wants to just click recover, but I don't think I can afford it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hard into my Bouffalont. That way, if they click U-turn and they go into Coco, I have my Coco check in, and they can't really do a whole lot to me. I can click Earthquake pretty freely, and the Corviknight has taken enough damage to where it's actually in range of 2 wild charges. Ho. Okay. I'm going to see if you're banded right now. Let's see. Not banded. Pog. Now I kind of just want to get on my rocks. Do I go for knock here? I think I go for knock first. I don't think you're going to let this thing take a hit. You're at -1 Spadef. In the rain. Weather Ball's doing 50. Do I just click Weather Ball? Or do I click knock? I think I'm going to click Weather Ball first. Yep. What are you going into? Corvi? Okay. That looks to be max Spadef. I'm gonna get on my rocks here. Yeah, that looks to be max Spadef. I'm gonna set up my rocks. They go for Roost, which is fine. We see that they outspeed me, which is also fine. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not awful. And now I think I'm going to click knock. That way, if they go for an offensive move, they lose their lefties. I've seen U-turn. I've seen Roost. We'll see if they have defog, but rocks are pretty nice. And my Seismitoad is getting healed up pretty well. I'm going to go for a knock here. Brave Bird. Okay. Get rid of the lefties, which is perfect. And now I'm going to play slightly aggro, and I'm going to go back into my Aegislash. If they click U-turn, whatever comes in, I'll just have to play around it. We go for Brave Bird again. Perfect. And now I two-shot them. If they're Assurance, it's a little bit annoying, but the damage has it in range of pretty much everything else. And they're going for Roosts. They're Pressure, so they're not... how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I'm gonna click Shadow Ball one more time. Just to see what they go for. Okay. They go for U-turn. They're hella gonna be weak. They're gonna be hella weak whenever they come back in. They won't be able to come back in on pretty much anything. Except for my Seismitoad, but they can't like switch in on it. Geoforce. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did versus this last time. I'm gonna get in my rain, and once I get in my rain, I claim kills. Even Assault Vest Tapu Koko dies to Hydro Pump. Go for Outrage. I lived 2 of these, I think. Wow, it's close. They're Life Orbed. I take 33% from this. I'm at 117. Okay, I live 2. He crit me, didn't he? Yeah. Oh, that crit sucked. That crit really sucked. That crit really sucked because I lived 2 Adamant Outrages guaranteed in shield form, and then I could have clicked Shadow Ball and I could have claimed another kill. Yeah. Oh man, that stinks. God. I'm clicking Weather Ball just in case they get hit, they'll die, and then yeah, of course. Yep. That crit sucks, guys. I'm so tired of this game, bro. I feel like every time. I'm just gonna go hard into Kingdra, and I'm gonna click Surf pretty much. Mainly because I don't want to miss, and I know for a fact it'll still kill from 50%. They're going into Corby, I think. Yeah. Them versus Coco. So, believe it or not, Coco actually dies to Hydro Pump in the rain, even if they're Assault Vest. If they're max HP without an Assault Vest, take 115. They're at 88. I'm clicking Hydro Pump and I'm going to try to kill this thing. I think that's about the only out I really have at this point. Yep, I have to. If they're scarfed, I do live a Dazzling Gleam. It's close, actually. It's a roll. And I hit the Hydro. Please drop. Nice. Okay, now whenever they go into Raichu here, I'm going to go into Bouffalon and sack that off, because what I'm able to do now is I'm able to bring this thing in, and I'm able to just click buttons versus pretty much everything. Yep. Take rocks damage, switch out, go into Bouffalon. I just need rain to go away, and I need to reset it back up. Once they kill my Bouffalon, I'm going to go into Celebi, and Celebi should live any one hit from pretty much anything. Perfect. Rising Voltage and Electric Terrain does 32 to 39, so I can recover up on it. I'm going to click EQ. Or did I click Endeavor? No, I'm just going to click EQ. I'm just going to click EQ. If I didn't get crit by that Outrage, this was actually a much easier endgame. Like, much easier. But, you know, it is what it is. Celebi takes 32 to 39 from Modest, Life Orb, Rising Voltage, and Electric Terrain. I'm at 99. I'm definitely out of range of it, right? Yeah, I'm at 48%. I'm just going to click Recover here. They go for Rising Voltage. Doesn't kill me. Yep. Perfect. I didn't want to go into my Aegislash either, because I wanted to be able to save that for a Shadow Sneak kill if I really needed it to. I'm going to click Recover again. Be at full. It'll allow me to live pretty much any hit from anything. And if they go into Zygarde, they go for Nasty Plot, which is fine. Gonna go for an Earth Power here. Psychic to Zygarde is doing 46 to 55. I should be fine. Keyword should. This Rising Voltage doesn't kill me. I know he's at +2. It does a lot, but it doesn't kill me. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to sack this thing off here. Do I sack it off or do I go for U-turn? I'm going to go for a Psychic. Because if they go for DD, Psychic is doing a lot. Does this kill me? Hell no. It doesn't. Do not ever disrespect Celebi like that ever again. Do not ever disrespect Celebi like that ever again. Gosh, there's no way that killed me, right? Literally ever. No, even Banded does 27 to 32. I think he's Adamant Life Orb, though. Yeah, it does 26 to 31. And now this is the last thing. It could be Scarfed. Very well could be Scarfed. I'm going to go for a Psychic first, just to see. They go for P-Jab. And then I'm going to go into my Politoed. They were terrain extender because that terrain lasted a long time. I'm going to go into my Politoed here. I'm slightly worried that this thing actually is like AV and can live a hurricane. I'm going to take a little bit to calc here because... Oh, no, it can't. Assault Vest takes 83 to 98, and then it dies to Shadow Sneak. I think I'm just going to go for a Weather Ball. Nuke it. We'll do a lot. It does go for CC. Now it's at -1 SPDEF. Now, even if it... Oh, my God. Politoed, you're a menace. 33 to 40 if it's AV. No, it is not AV in the slightest, my guy. Nice. And we come out on top with a 2-0 Dubski after the crit. The crit, so I kind of want to talk about that for a second. The only reason why it sucked was because I could have clicked Shadow Ball there and forced him to give me another Pokemon, whether that was Tapu Koko, meaning that I didn't have to worry about hitting a Hydro Pump, whether that was Raichu, whether it was literally anything. I'm going to click Hurricane, and that is GG to Talon. Jeez, his team was super threatening to prep for. Like, his team was really hard, and I have a feeling he's going to make playoffs, and if we end up playing him in playoffs, I am absolutely petrified that he's going to bring Sneasel next time, so I'm really, really scared about that. But that was a phenomenal game. GG to Talon. Real quick, while I'm finishing up the video, I kind of want to talk about some really important plays. I think playing a little aggressive early on by going hard into Aegislash on the Roost, I think that was a really big play. That really took a lot of the offensive momentum away from Talon. But yeah, I think that was really the only play I had to make in the whole game. But either way, GG's to Talon. His links will be down in the description below. Go check him out. I actually really like his content. And also, just for future reference, if I ever tell you guys to go check somebody out, I like them. But if I ever just say who they are and I don't tell you that their links are down in the description below, you know that I typically do not like their content. But I really like Talon's content, so go check him out. But yeah, and I also want to give a big shout out to my opponent from last week, from week 4, TEANOTTS. He actually helped me quite a bit in building this team. And just looking over stuff, making sure that I had a game plan for everything. And realistically, I think talking with him about like what my game plan for every single scenario was more helpful than like any amount of mock battles. He was like, okay, so what do you do if this comes out? What do you do if this comes out? And that was so helpful. So big shout outs to him. His links will be in the description of the last video as well as this one. So please go check him out. He is at literally 20 subscribers. Please go help him out. If you guys can get him to 50, no. If you guys can get him to 100 subs, okay, if you guys can go get TEANOTTS to 100 subs and go check out Talon, I'm going to buy TEANOTTS a mic, because realistically, the only thing about his content is his mic, and I will buy that for him if you guys can go check him out. So please go check out all the links down in the description below. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.